and welcome to another episode of Smart Sex, Smart Love. I'm Dr. Joe Court, and I'm doing a series right now on why straight men have sex with men. And today we're going to be talking about something called cuckolding. Cuckolding, cuckolding. It's a very popular straight man's fantasy. Actually, gay men are starting to have these fantasies as well and starting to enact them, but I'm going to talk about them for straight men right now. Because it's not as logical or as you wouldn't expect it to be as something that would happen so easily for straight men. And what this is, I see this a lot in my office, and you read a lot about it online, and it's about straight men who have a fantasy of not being enough for their wife. So what it is basically, it's eroticizing affairs. And so the man might feel to himself that I don't have a big enough penis, I'm not satisfying my wife as much, and so she is turned off. This is a very arousing fantasy, by the way, for him, for the woman in the fantasy, his wife, his girlfriend, and for the other guy that becomes involved. Because in the fantasy, the woman says, I'm going to find a guy who can please me with a bigger penis, who has more sexual stamina, and he's called the bull. So the husband's called the cuckold, who can't satisfy her anymore. The man who's going to satisfy her is called the bull, and then there's her. And so what happens is she brings the bull home, and often the fantasy is that he has a bigger penis, he has more sexual stamina, and the cuckold's job is to get both of them aroused in whatever way that they do. So whether he's using his hand, he's using his mouth, he's bringing her to an aroused state so that she's lubricated, he's bringing him to a aroused state with his mouth, with his hand, whatever that takes. Then they have sex in front of him, or not. Maybe he's locked up in a closet. Again, everybody's aroused by this. Everybody's turned on. Or he's not there, or that he's watching on a camera, or he's there but he might be in bondage. But it's a subspace. It's a headspace for everybody involved. And then when they orgasm, his job is then to clean up the wife, clean up the guy with his hand, a towel, his mouth, whatever. And then he may or may not have his orgasm. Often not. If the woman is not present in this fantasy, the man is left cold. Both men are left cold. They're not into each other. They're into the scenario of being with each other because a woman's in the room. So again, this isn't about gay, this isn't about bi, this is about a sexual act, a kink, and we'll talk about in another episode of what the difference between kinks and fetishes are. But this is really important because this is a very strong fantasy. It's also called hotwifing, where men like to watch other men have sex with their wives. But it's not about humiliation. It's just sort of I have a trophy wife, she's hot, and I want to share her with guys. A great book on this would be something to read. It's called Insatiable Wives, and that's by David Ley. And I highly recommend it. Very good book, and very much understanding how to depathologize this. But one thing to warn you is before you and your girlfriend or wife do this, you want to have lots of communication and really talk to each other, because this could go bad really fast. Jealousy, misunderstanding, become truly humiliating, and that's not what this is about. It's about having fun. Okay, that's my tip for today, and I'll hope to see you next time.